are not collecting subsidy. We buy from NNPC and we sell to the public.
So if NNPC is not able to meet your demands, and based on what you said, the landing cost is above 145 definitely. So if you're going to sell, if you're allowed to import, you're going to sell at a 182.
As at yesterday?
As at yesterday.
Yeah.
Now there's a gap. We're not able to, NNPC is not able to meet the demand, and you're not importing. So should we be expecting an increase in pump price?
Government
if you're given room to.
To us, full deregulation of the sector is what would solve all these problems. Yes, there might be an initial price increase, but when the boys are shoved out and the men start operating, you'll see the efficiency come into play, and you see competition amongst marketers driving down the prices.
Are you sure that's the case? Because this is the same thing that the Minister of State for Petroleum said when we had the increase to sell between 135 and 145.
At that time,
he said, no, hold on, let me just land on this. He said that will bring about competition, and you will see a situation where prices will begin to even drop, possibly to 133. But that hasn't happened. Prices are tending to even rise further now. How to explain that?
At that time, the premise was that there will be a review every 90 days.
Did that review happen?
The first review happened. We escalated the result and proposals. We're yet to get a feedback. Because it is premised, hold on, it is premised on this. The fundamentals are there will be a floating exchange rate. If the exchange rate is at this point, marketers will be able to sell at this point. If the exchange rate shifts and the international price shifts, then marketers will be able to sell at this point. In other words, whatever the price is outside, the exchange rate must shift for marketers to be able to sell at 145. And that exchange rate, as at that time, has shifted so much, but the price is still capped.
So is it right to say now, for instance, that at the time these current prices were set, we had crude selling for about $42?
How much lower than this? Yes.
But now crude is selling for $62 per barrel.
Yeah.
Why is the market forces not responding to this change?
Crude is selling at $62 per barrel. The refined product that comes from the crude, the price will also increase. That's the challenge we have. If our refineries are functioning...
Why should it increase?
If you sell to the person outside at X price, definitely he incurred some cost on refining. He gives it to you at X plus his cost of refining. That is today. If the price moves higher tomorrow, that is the crude price, it moves higher, then whatever he is going to produce from that crude, the price will also move up. There is a corresponding. When Nigeria makes money from crude oil sales, the contra effect is that landing cost of crude oil increases. But when the price of crude drops and marketers are able to get product at a cheaper rate, then the landing cost also drops.
So how do we mitigate against that?
That's why I said the exchange rate was supposed to be a floating exchange rate. If the landing cost, if the crude oil prices rise, the exchange rate is supposed to drop for marketers so that they can still buy at this particular rate, sell at 145. But if the crude oil prices drop and the exchange rate, if it rises, we will still be able to sell. But the exchange rate has moved up and has been up since, and we're not, at some point, we were not getting the foreign exchange. But now that we have the foreign exchange, we can't even import it, because if we import at that price, all parameters considered, we'll be landing at far above the price that is capped, except the price. It might be a hard pill to take, but except the sector is fully deregulated, we'll keep having this topsy-turvy supply situation. But NNPC, as a supplier of last resort, that was able to do what they did last December, we expected that they would do the same thing this December. Unfortunately, the gap that we noticed, which I highlighted earlier on, is the main cause of the queues we are witnessing.
Let's go back a bit.
Okay.
Since you brought up the last December, in 2016, when the fuel pump price, when the pump price of fuel was like capped between 135 and 145,
yeah,
there was that directive that